Previously on High Scores, High Stakes.
We're a man down today, it seems.
Yeah. Sherry couldn't make it. Sherry's sick. So this week's challenge game is Back for Blood. Our challenge this week is basically all four of us working together as a team to beat a campaign mission.
Yeah, well, shall we take a look at what happened and let's have a wee chat about it.
A wee gander.
The aim of this game at this point is to run.
Now, what I would like to stress here is before I blew up that gas canister, I said, when this blows, we go, we run, you run. Three of the four of us ran and ran and ran. Tomahawk decided, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend I'm playing Quake 2 in 1997 and I'm going to try to bunny hop.
At the point we are here, when we've gone through the ship out to the other side, Tom meekly says, are you guys just leaving me behind? And Lava says, absolutely. Lava knew Tomahawk was top of the leaderboard.
I think at this point, though, I think in the chat I just was like, no, I'm saving.
I still stand beside my decision to leave Tom.
I would say, as a challenge, it's one that I'd like to go back to.
No continues remaining.
I mean, yeah.
Run field. It leaves us with a bonus point to give out.
In fourth place, it's Sherry, Cardinals in third, and then we have me with 7 and Tomahawk.
Very much win as a team, lose as a team. Watching it back, I'm actually getting cross again.
He saw a way of putting Tom back down to the bottom.
I'm literally not still over it.
Now on to this week's episode.
Hi, welcome to episode 5 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that stumbles from apocalypse to apocalypse. I am your host, Mr. Lava Lava, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts.
Hi, Cardinal Smith here again. Just creeping up behind Tomahawk and Lava, but always on top of Sherry.
Speaking of Sherry, I am back. I am no longer lying in bed incapacitated. But thanks for the point last week, and Cardinal, I will get back to your dodgy mouths in about 5 minutes.
Well, guys, it's Tomahawk here. It's actually good to have Sherry back. I feel as if now we've got someone else to take the brunt of the abuse again.
You still get me. You still get me. Like I still heard it.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
I think anyone listened to episode 4, the abuse didn't go away. Just Sherry did.
Yeah. Yes.
The retaliation was the thing I left.
Bless him.
But the one thing I will say is episode 4, it looked wrong only having 3 faces on screen at once. This is much more symmetrical, so it is. Although maybe Sherry could turn off the camera, maybe.
Rude. On the subject of episode 4, right, before we get any further, I just want to say that I don't appreciate the effort, the absolute sheer effort that mainly Cardinal, to be fair, but you two were just as bad, trying to take away my accomplishments, right? It's not my fault I did more damage, right? It is not my fault I did more kills, right? It's not my fault you died more than me, so I had to revive you, right? If I didn't get on that gun, you would have died far quicker. Plus, I also noticed no one gave me the credit. I was the only one that got a bomb planted, so I should have got the point just for that. No Maz,
you have to remember, Sherry,
going on.
There's no I in team. There's no I in team.
There is a me though.
And in terms of team healing, you were last, and I mean that's possibly the only metric we could have used.
If you watch it back, no one ever healed anyone. It's just self healing.
I mean that's blatantly untrue. At the very start of that run, whilst before we would blow up the gas canister, I healed Tomahawk, and then Cardinal goes, I have a spare heal as well.
What a waste of time that was.
You're absolutely right. I mean, all I want to say is
30 seconds later.
I mean, all I'm going to say is we all could have split that 1 point because we all ran. Oh, except Tomahawk.
No, I mean, ran, bunny hopped.
I think we should have. I say, right, here's my proposal. You take my point back, and then we just take Tom's point back. Like, we'll just take a point off him, and then we'll put 2 more into like a crash kitty for another time.
No,
crash kitty. So. No, we can't do that. We're not the FA. We don't take away points.
I don't know. That sounds charitable now that Sherry says it. You know, maybe the people at the top are just too rich on points.
We're not a retrospective podcast here.
Robin Hood rule.
Take from the top, give to third.
I mean, have we learnt nothing? This is not a democracy here, boys. What I say goes.
Speaking of which, where are we going this week?
Speaking of which, where we're going is we're going to revisit what exactly High Scores High Stakes is. High Scores High Stakes is 4 friends who are challenging each other to a new game and a new challenge every week, and we're fighting out in the league table to see who is the king of gaming. Every week we have a winner who will get 3 points and a loser who will get 0 points, and also 2 in between guys who will get 2 and 1 point respectively. Right now the league table looks like this. Holding up the bottom is Mr. I Can Be Barred showing up last week because I was sick, Sherry, with 4 points. 1 point above him, or 2 points above him, sorry, 2 points. I'm doing you a disservice there, Cardinal. Is Cardinal Smith with 6. 1 point ahead of Cardinal is me with 7 points. And then on top of the table is Tomahawk with 8 points. The league, as I said last week, has condensed itself. Only 2 short weeks ago, Sherry looked like he was gone and he's gone to Low Scores, Low Stakes, the podcast. But now, who knows? It could be Cardinal. It could be Cardinal. Cardinal's picking up 1 point per, 2 points per week. Really?
Look at his face.
Is that league winning
Yeah.
form?
I've never finished bottom 1 week, unlike you. So you don't know how these next few games are going to play out.
I mean, you say you haven't
Think
finished
about it.
bottom, but last week 3 of us finished with no points, which is arguably bottom.
It is
Second.
bottom. It
It
is
is.
bottom.
Yeah.
Joint second.
I mean, the Cardinal factor was taken into account, and he's second in spirit, but still last in the scoreboard.
Those were flawless mathematics.
And I mean, I've listened back to it, still confused about what numbers are now. To be fact, I feel more maths illiterate listening to Cardinal Smith's maths last week than what I ever have, and it's.
I think it was his goal. He was trying to confuse us to get himself the point, and then he got confused himself and gave me the point instead.
He's used the own razzle dazzle, so he has the own razzle dazzle, and we've all covered it. We've all covered it.
It's exactly what happened.
But yes, as I said, so yes, we compete against one another in the league table, so we do. But we play other games during the week, not just the challenge game. So, Cardinal, tell me, what have you been playing this week, man?
So today, I've never played this before, but today I downloaded Diablo 3, which is currently free to try while they promote Diablo 4. Oh, free! So I've never played a Diablo game before, so I am top-down hacking and slashing.
I find that
grinding all round me for coin.
Not the first
It
time.
seems fun.
But what about Diablo 3, though?
Hey, no, it seems like good steam.
No,
It's
I've
much
never
more
played it
classier
either.
than what I was playing last week. So,
I don't even know how you pronounce that game. Stellaris.
Stellaris is a great game. It's just so slow, but it's so chilled out. See, if you ever want to like relax, get like the soundtrack on, and it's like space, but synthwave. Space.
So Diablo 3 on console or PC? PC, I'm presuming?
PC at the moment, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think it's free.
I know Sherry's mad into his Diablo. I've not played a Diablo since 2, way back in the day. I've never played 3 at all. I've absolutely no desire to play 3 either, I don't think. Nor 4,
I'm in the
although
same
4 looks
boat.
great.
4 is
I'm in the
awesome.
same boat as Cardinal. I've never played a Diablo game ever, to be honest. It's not something that, never something that's been on my radar. I'm not kind of into that.
That's
not my
incredible.
jam.
In 2 weeks of being on the 5 weeks of being on a video game podcast, 2 of those weeks you haven't played 2 of the biggest franchises of all time. I mean, it's madness.
Their credentials are slipping.
I will say Civilization. I would recommend Civilization, Tom, if you ever pick
I
up
thought
with
this
it.
was a judge-free zone, but
No,
apparently
mate,
not.
no.
It's a recommendation, that's all. I
Yeah,
don't know
you're-
about Diablo.
You're thinking about other podcasts. No scores, no stakes, no judgments. That's a completely different podcast.
That's right.
There's another
This is high
cardinal over
scores,
there.
high stakes, high judgments.
Yes. What about you, Shay? Have you been playing it?
I'm not saying this just to one-up Cardinal, but I've been playing Diablo 4.
Oh,
Yes. In your
But then-
face, Cardinal.
Before I got sick, the start of last week, I was actually playing Diablo 2 Resurrected, or is that what you call it? The remaster? I was playing that. But Diablo 4, man, yeah, awesome. Just stop playing 3 and just pre-order 4. That's my recommendation.
Would you
3 is great,
say?
too. 3 is great, but it's not a patch on what 4 is.
Would you say
Oh, really?
4 is vastly superior to 3 in every way, and anyone who plays 3 currently just isn't as good as you and other people?
I wouldn't not say that, but I wouldn't say it's it. like out to his face, but I would imply it. No, honestly, like 4 is just what they just took what 3 was. I just like made it so much better. It's incredible.
Are you playing it on the consoles or PC?
Yeah, PS5. PS5, but from what I've been told and what I've read on Twitter, that even people that are playing on PCs are just plugging in controllers because the game feels like it's been made for controllers this time around, which is what a lot of people said against 3. Said it didn't feel right in mouse and keyboard, so people were like, oh, it's console friendly, and people were like, this is great because it's console friendly. So people, swings and roundabouts. But I want to give a wee honorable mention, not Hogwarts, because I still haven't got my broomstick, even though I have got to that mission.
I mean, all I want to say is, right, Harry Potter, an orphan, got himself a broomstick faster than what Sherry has here.
Yes, he did.
Episode
But he also
5
didn't have
of
to
this
compete
podcast.
with the new release windows of some games I've been really looking forward to. So, yeah, I
Sounds like
blame
you're just
WWE.
Gillian.
I
Sounds
blame
like you're
WWE because I was playing Hogwarts and then WWE came out and I'm like, I kind of wanted to play that. Now I'm like kind of got absorbed into that, and then I got sick, and then it was the weekend. Diablo 4 and Exo Primal were good. Shout out to Exo Primal, by the way, great game. Play it.
What about you, Tom? How have you been playing it?
Well, I'm going to give you 3 guesses to what I've been playing. If nothing but consistency, Alien Isolation.
Civilization 4, Civilization 5.
Diablo Battle
How's
Chest.
it going? How's it going, Tom?
Yeah, how
Well,
far are
we're
you?
getting there. We've just done the flashback mission with the inmate, and I've just literally hit the save point after that. So I've come past through my brick wall. I'm hammering on in that. I'm roughly getting to where I was about 2 years ago. So slowly but surely we're getting to the furthest point I've ever played in this game.
Tom's giving us a
love it.
compliment to Benjamin Button. He's going backwards.
Somewhere in
I play this game
Tomahawk's
periodically.
somewhere in Tomahawk's
Very
house
nice.
is a picture of him with his family, and he's slowly disappearing in it.
He says periodically, like that's usually over the course of weeks, not the course of a century.
I've
going on?
probably attempted to play this game since, when was that, 2015 I want to say, 2016.
Maybe
Longer than that now.
maybe 14, mate. Yeah, was it the
I've-
year of
that's a while
PT?
ago.
I feel like it came out around when the 4 did, so it'll be like around 2014, yeah. 2013.
I was trying to think. I bought my PlayStation 4. It came with Watch Dogs, and then Alien Isolation, I think, came out that November, October time. I think, 2014, 2015, the very latest.
Alien Isolation came out on the 6th of October 2014.
Yeah.
So I've been playing it since the 6th of October 2014.
Unreal.
I still haven't got to the end.
I don't know what it is. I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. I play it, I get stuck, I stop playing it, I play something else, I forget about Alien. 6 months later, I'll then rinse and repeat, basically. So now I've made it my mission. That's it. I'm no distraction. Scott Pilgrim was a palate cleanser. I'm back into Alien. I'm not much further than what I was last week, but at least I haven't forgotten about it. It's still there. It's the only game I'm playing right now, basically.
Yeah. I think Alien Isolation was one of those games I pre-ordered and then I got lost in the post and had to wait for it and all that good stuff, because of course our good listeners don't know about Mr. Love's checkered history with game pre-orders and I'm never coming on time. This week I have been playing the challenge game mostly, to be fair, and Exo Primal, top notch. It's actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I think I've been saying to you guys, it's like bittersweet because obviously it should be Dino Crisis, because obviously the Exo Primal sort of setup is that there's these dinosaurs coming back, traveling through time, through portals into a city, and they've had to set up this Exo Primal task force to kill the dinosaurs, which is the original setup for Dino Crisis 3, and then 9/11 happened and they had to ditch the city getting attacked by dinosaurs and being destroyed by dinosaurs because they thought it might be too close to what happened in New York, and then they changed it to dinosaurs in space and killed the franchise. Thanks very much for that. But yeah, Exo Primal's great. So it's actually really good. The multiplayer is brilliant. It's a race through killing dinosaurs in waves, and then you have to push a big power supply.
I don't know what Exo Primal is, so in the past minute I've just watched the trailer. It looks really cool.
Yes, mate,
Man.
it's just a big pile of dinosaurs versus 4 dudes with guns. I mean,
2 sets of teams.
yes, and you're in a race against the other team. So basically, the multiplayer setup is there's 5 different
About 5
stages to
missions
it,
each, isn't it?
and you just travel from combat arena to combat arena, and you're in a race with the other team. And then the last combat arena is you have to move like a power supply, and it moves
changes.
really slowly. You have to get it to a checkpoint, but once you get it so far, then they put in the PvP, so the other team can then attack you to slow you down to get their power supply to the same point you're at. It's brilliant. Really, really good.
I don't think that's necessarily true, because I think the way it works is kind of like what I said in the group chat about it being like gladiators. So you get like a head start. So you're basically playing the final phase until the other team completes their missions. So it can be like any time. So it can be like 10 seconds, it can be 30 seconds, whatever. But the one thing I did hold up against it is I didn't get the payload final map, like the PvP section. It was like you had to collect containers, so like little like sample containers of the dinosaurs, kind of like with some of the Jurassic Park.
Okay, yeah.
And it was first to 100, but for some reason, and the game never explained this, when you die, you will lose between 1 and 3 canisters, but I could not work out what the difference was between dropping 1 to dropping 3. It was just strange. So we end up, at one point, my team was 97 to 73 up, and we lost 100 to 69. 69? Nice.
See, I won every game I played. I won every game I played.
All right, no big deal. No big deal.
It's really good. It is really good. It was an open beta. It's closed now. But yeah, it was really good. I think it was really between it and our challenge game. It's only 2 games I've played this week. But speaking of our challenge game, shall we get into our challenge games? Unless anyone else has anything they want to chat about. Okay, so today's challenge game is The Last of Us Remastered. And the challenge, I would love to say it was a simple one, but it was anything but simple. The challenge is as follows. As many runs as you can, but permadeath rules. Once you die, you have to restart the game. How did we all find this challenge, gentlemen?
Oh, I hated it.
I hate
I want
it.
to say off the bat, I've never played the game, so yeah.
I want to say off the bat, I felt like I'd never played the game.
All I want to say is there is a speedrunner for The Last of Us. He's called Anthony Caliber.
Shout out to him. What a legend.
Shout out to him. He's a world record holder. He's a very good The Last of Us player. But I have made my feelings about Anthony Caliber's runs well known in the past, that I believe him to be surly and grumpy, and I never really bonded with that. But after doing this permadeath run and seeing the opening of The Last of Us, I have no idea how many times, too many times, to the point where I could verbatim do every piece of dialogue from the first hour of The Last of Us. I now know why he looks like a broken man, because I was also a broken man at certain points of this here challenge, just running the same thing over and over and over again, and just it being Naughty Dog game and they love their story. The player agency's out of your hands for large swathes of that first hour of The Last of Us, and it's repetitive to play through.
Well, that's good to know you did a lot of research ahead of this challenge. Something you would have mentioned Mick might do in a critiquing fashion.
I mean,
no. I'm saying I'm on your.
I did try, and then I realized that the game wasn't playing the way his plays, and I'm like, there's no point even trying this anymore, because he just knows where to hit every spot, whereas I'm doing the exact same thing, and the complete opposite's happening to what's happening to him. So I'm like, there's no point even trying to emulate him.
So I think I went very naive going into this challenge, particularly I think after Lava, you had said that, right, you're done, you're winning this, you're confident as ever. I'm surprised you didn't delete the game again, to be fair, but I thought to myself, he says he's done this over, several hours and blah blah blah. I thought, I'll just bash it on the night. No, that was a fool's errand, to be honest. I think I went about 15 to 20 attempts, and I thought, I'm just gonna have to do this last attempt, go for it and see how it'll go. Like it was horrible, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this. I think on my PlayStation, it was showing something like 79 hours played before I started playing it for this. I've probably put about 10, at least. I would say at least 10 hours on top of that, just redoing the first couple of chapters of The Last of Us.
That's insane. You guys put so much time into this challenge. That's so ridiculous. I did this I played the game, started the game, was experiencing it for the first time, and then also knew I had to skip cutscenes to pick the edit score, so I don't know what happened in the story. And then I didn't realize I thought the permadeath the game mode was permadeath.
No.
So I was just like respawning from the start. Playing on, playing on, and then Mick told me, no, as soon as you die, you have to restart that. Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
The Last of Us doesn't have permadeath rules. We imposed it.
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite of Lava, as in, I love The Last of Us. The Last of Us, apart from Ultima Online, it's probably my favorite game of all time. Definitely my favorite series of all time. Well, I flat out refused. I did 2 runs on Saturday. 2 runs. And then I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not ruining this game for me. And then last night, I was like, I'll try it one more time. And I didn't even get as far as what I got on the one I submitted, and I'm like, no, So I backed out, uninstalled. I refused to ruin this game for myself.
No, I think you're just right there as well, because I think as well, we, especially when making the challenge, we did say we would skip the prologue, we would skip a bit of the 20 years later. Basically, we set a point in the story that we thought this is the bit where you can get the most progression, you can get the most actual bit of set piece.
Yeah. When we set up, I think we should also say we're playing it on grounded. We're not playing this on the easiest difficulty. We're playing it on grounded, which is it was originally DLC difficulty to make a game even harder. It's brutal, but yeah, I was the same. When we first started this, we're like, we'll just play through the whole thing and just get as far as you can. And then it became apparent. I played through the prologue, and then I played through 20 years later. 20 years later, nothing happens in it. It's scene building and world building. I thought it was also impossible to die in the prologue. I tried to die in the prologue, and I was like, well, you can't die in it, so where's the point in playing it? Sherry, on the other hand,
needed a real gamer to do the QA. That's what he needed.
Yeah.
I didn't even try, and then next thing you know, I'm running with my daughter in my arms, and there's some guy trying to bite me, and I'm quite obviously bugged out, and then he's like, just holding the zombie off of his daughter. No, like not even trying to fight him off, just hold him.
Oh my God! Don't look, Sarah.
On my initial attempt, before we decided to change the start point, I thought, this will be me. I'm going gun ho and cocky into this run. And I walked up to the guard, and then they shot me, and I just sat there going, does this mean do I have to start again?
Yes. I would say
yes, it does.
For the committed listener who may remember me talking last week about me playing The Last of Us. That was what I playing last week was The Last of Us. Last week I was doing attempts for this episode, and I was restarting the entire game over and over and over again from the prologue, and I got to points where I was like, can you die in this prologue? And there was one run that I have done where you get out of the car after you get T-boned, and I put the controller down on the floor, came into the kitchen, made a cup of tea, went back in, Joel was still alive, zombies running around him going bananas. But no, I didn't think it was possible to die in that prologue at all. I put the controller down. Even at the end of it, where you run with Sarah towards Fedra soldier, there's a couple of infected, because they're not zombies, they are infected, come at you, and I stop running, and they also stop running. They swipe at you, but they don't kill you. They swipe at you once and then stop. It's all set dressing.
It sounds like your error was not putting the controller into my hands.
Yes.
And then definitely would have died. Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Sherry
yes.
would have found a way.
Yeah, when it comes to I think I put more time into this than probably the three of you combined by the sounds of things. I've been playing this game for about 2 weeks.
Now the thing is though, when you play it for 2 weeks, you nearly need to have the performance to back it up now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
All I want to say is before we start showing the video, before we start showing the screens, there's some parts of my run that I am insanely proud of. I was like Sherry. I was like, well, if Anthony Calber can do it, then so can I. And there were some parts that I took Anthony Calber's speed tech and used it in the game, and it worked. There's one encounter in particular I am extremely proud of, but we'll talk to them as they come.
Say, just as we go in, are we going to predict who out of the four of us will be the Last of Us?
Who will be the Last of Us?
I mean,
I think the smart money is on Lovin, no?
I mean, let's just say,
relive, yeah.
Let's just say, I am fully committed to this post-apocalyptic block that we've got going on. My beard is unkempt. My hair is truly a post-apocalyptic.
The flannel shirt too.
The flannel shirts, boys.
So you may wonder, hey, what are these four guys all wearing flannel shirts like very stereotypical men for? It's for The Last of Us. There you go.
We haven't come back from a lumberjack convention.
No post-apocalyptic experience.
Are we co-hosts on a Power Tool show?
Right.
I don't think so, Tim.
Let's have a look at these then, shall we?
Bob Vita.
We are going to hop right in, if you so wish, and are ready.
26 minutes? What?
So I edited these down to just encounters, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to start from the very first encounter. Talk us through what's happening here.
So this is the encounter that I am particularly proud of. So I watched Anthony Caliber and I was like, don't know what, this is what he does. So the first one, as long as you don't run, they can't hear you, and then 2 headshots, and then melee, and then you'll get 1 shot in from the NPC and you can get the other combo in. Down. That's me done.
So am I the only one that didn't engage at all? I just sneak past all of them.
Can you sneak
John
past them here?
Sherry,
Yeah, you
John
just
Sherry has
stick to-
snuck past them
Stick
all.
to the full left. Stick to the full left.
Incredible.
But I will say there was a run that I did where I got to the top and they all came running after me.
That's
Why does
supposed
it
to
say
two.
7?
That's supposed to say 2.
7 doesn't
Anyway,
follow
we all
1.
go through round 1, right?
So I think in part 1 there, I always choke the first infected. And then 1 headshot to the furthest away, and then you just melee the third infected using a single bullet. The problem there, I do appreciate and applaud your effort there, Lova, but you've wasted 2 bullets. That's kind of what I'm looking at there.
But, and here's the but, you only need 5 bullets to get you from the first encounter to Robert in the docks. 5. So the real question is, did you guys spur the guy stuck under the vending machine who asked you to kill him? Did you kill him?
Whoa. Right. We're skipping ahead here. I absolutely executed him. I mean, what do I know?
Okay, so that's a waste of a bullet. I was just like, no, big lad, I'm going to take that bullet lying by your legs and you're going to become a bloater or something like that. I don't know you.
More ammo. That's the only part. I googled this thinking, was it going to be some sort of will he turn and then chase you from behind? No, it's literally a gift given situation.
He's an ammo drop, but you don't have to kill him to get the ammo because the ammo spawns at his feet. You don't have to kill him to get the ammo back. So I picked up the 1 round and it gives me 6 bullets, and then I use 2, which I now have 4 rounds, and I think I'll at least get to Robert.
Look, let's not use all great talk, but let's talk about the action. I went in there, snuck up to your boy, strangled him, peeked round the corner, pow, 2 headshots, clinical, on my way. And then I'm watching Sherry's footage and he just walks past all of them and he's not even looking at them, and he's passed.
I did watch your unedited version of this, and he does get chased down, I do believe, by them.
Yeah, when I fought them, I died,
So sneaking kind of doesn't really do him any
it did.
favors.
The reason why they chased me was because I stood up too quickly when I got upstairs.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, it's
So
one thing.
you're supposed to crawl. You're supposed to crawl until you get across the floorboards. I got up on the floorboard.
Yeah,
So then they all came running
okay.
after me.
It's one thing I noticed when I was playing it is the game warns you that the infected have eyesight and be careful with them, but they don't seem to be able to see you if you're crouching at all. I mean, at all. You can literally breeze past them. As long as you're crouching, they don't see you. Or as long as you haven't made any noise, effectively, they can't see you. Because that's what gave me the opportunity to go up to the side of that first infected and take the headshot. And then the other ones don't hear me until I take the shot. But yeah, it's interesting that how the AI in this game works. Because a lot has been said about your companion AI in this, and you'll see it at certain points. I think in this here run, the companion you're with, Tess, thank you, runs around like a headless chicken a little bit.
She's pretty useless, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think enough. There's not enough said about the infected. The infected AI, from what I've seen with this, is broken. Is in that you can make them do what you want them to do.
And I will say, you're basing this after watching a speedrunner's opinion, break games and use exploits to achieve.
Yes.
Yes. But
they do.
But this challenge isn't about speed running, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
This is about survival. So let's step into the next stage.
This encounter is the one where you meet Robert's first wave of henchmen. There's 2 of them. This was the run killer for me in most of my runs. This one is the easiest one to mess up.
Now, I think the best part about this is Tess pretty much tells you to get the angle on them, and I'm thinking everyone bar Sherry did that.
Does that?
Just
yeah.
Sherry is walking straight up to them,
I
just
don't
out of
care.
cover.
Sherry's gone straight for the full frontal. He's just going straight at
Sherry
them.
just sprinted past. I love that. I said one thing I learned about this here encounter is Tess has unlimited bullets. But her bullets don't do any damage to the enemies until you shoot them. So once you take the first piece of damage, she will do damage with her shots. So you can...
It takes 2 bullets, 2 non-headshots to kill a normal henchman like that. So
Yep.
But again, Tess will shoot them for days, and until you physically inflict damage yourself.
You have to inflict damage. But she can and does kill them as long as you take damage.
Going on here, the bottom
now,
line.
Cardinal's making a bit of a meal of this.
Everyone's finished, just in case anyone's wondering, everyone's finished except me right now. I played a lot of Metal Gear. I'm playing stealth. I'm about to make a move. Don't worry. There's a shooting back and forth between this lady and this man.
So
I just missed a shot.
So that's the main thing.
Not even close.
No. And
Look, he ducked, all right? He ducked. So what I use is I'm waiting on this lady to help me out here, and he just runs, so they start fighting.
Nice opportunity. So, and you go in.
There we go.
And then wham him.
There we go.
Smash him in.
Wham bam.
And punch that tarp.
3 bullets he dropped for you?
He dropped
There
there
ever
for me.
drop bullets for me? Never.
There are rounds where it drops, one henchman will drop 1, and then the other will drop 3. So it'll go between 3 or 4.
I always just got 1.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got a few. Do we want to jump into round 3?
I think we just go straight in. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is encounter 3 is the henchman at the warehouse towards the docks area. So I think this area has 1, 2, 3, 4 henchmen, isn't it? 4.
2 outside, 2 inside. Yeah.
Tess will kill 1 for you, and then you have to kill the rest yourself. And one thing I am noticing is Tomahawk's gameplay, the color balance.
Oh, Sherry's gone straight for the door.
You can't get it through. You need a key.
You can't get it because the last henchman you kill will drop the key. You have to kill the henchman.
And then this is where it all goes Pete Tong for Mr. Sherry. Boom!
She got in the way.
Wow.
Dead.
She got in the way of you.
Yes, they do that.
She trapped me in there, then he wham-bammed me.
Yeah, so that's Sherry gone.
So that was me. After
Shocking.
20 minutes, I was like, I'm done with this game. Turn off, uninstall, thank you.
No, I get where you're coming from, though. You don't want to ruin what you love, really, so...
And that's exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean...
right. your leaderboard on the podcast, right? Oh, the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
so me and Lover right now are doing exactly the same thing of hiding behind this window.
So what I was actually doing
punching
here...
through a fence.
Well, that's it. This is the moment where I realised the mechanics maybe are slightly skewed. This is kind of what I touched on last week. The game felt a bit clunky going into the remaster. I'm punching this guy through the fence, basically.
Yeah. What I was actually doing here is waiting to see if this conversation ends, will one of them leave the room, giving me a stealth kill, but they don't.
Same.
And then Tess is taking out this man, so I am going to run in.
If you actually go with her, she explicitly says to you, you take one, I'll take the other.
Yeah. Look what's happening on my
If
screen.
you go in,
You see?
if you come in through this way, she'll say that to you.
So Tess takes the other, and I take this chap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never realised that.
No,
I know
nor
that
have I.
happens at a later date, but...
I didn't know that happened either. Okay.
Yeah. So this is one thing that I learned from my excessive playing of this first section over and over again over 2 weeks, was there's health pickups after you finish that last encounter. Before you come in here, there's 1 bar, at least 1 bar, sometimes there's 2 that you can help, and it will give you a quarter of your health back. Now it does have to be said that in Grounded the HUD is completely minimalized. You have to count your shots because it won't tell you on screen how many bullets you have left. Your health is not communicated to you other than through Joel's animations and the state of his shirt. Now, one thing I will say is if you open your inventory, you can check the number of bullets you have there, but the game wants you to count how many shots you have and keep
there was
count of them.
something else as well. I remember the PlayStation controller, the light bar flash. The
light bar, the PlayStation 5 light bar still tells you your health status.
Okay.
So it does, even in Grounded, by the color along the touchpad, and obviously in Grounded, listen mode is being completely disabled. So for those of you out there who don't know what listen mode is,
I don't.
Cardinal. So listen mode is you've played Batman Arkham games, yes?
Sure. No.
No. Well, if you've ever played like a high profile AAA game, they'll have like this mode, like Batman's called detective mode, where it's like ultrasonic, where you can see where enemies are,
like
through
Fallout
walls
when
and...
it slows down, or
no,
kind of to a degree,
kind
but not really.
of. But in the Last of Us, I think is it L2?
L1.
Joel will put his head to a wall and listen, and then you can see where enemies are, like ultrasonically.
Oh,
So you can
nice. Okay.
grind it, get rid of that. So you'll notice this is the first part of the run where I miss listen mode, because this encounter goes completely Pete Tong for me. I had a plan, but it goes completely Pete Tong.
Is that you throwing something
Yes.
straight away?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so
this is just started and you are pelting something at somebody here.
yeah, there's a bottle. You want to hit play. So when you're up to this sack, there's a bottle you can pick up. Now the bottles can be used to smash melee them, or you can throw the bottle as a distraction. My plan was I wanted to get a headshot on one of these guys, but I had the bottle in my hand. So that messed me up.
I do
big
have
time.
to applaud you on this, Lover. The first instinct you
What a
have
hit.
for every encounter is go for the gun. You don't sneak. You don't don't try and work a way around a scene. You're just, I'm just gonna announce my
Yeah.
arrival.
Yeah, you have to kill him here. You can't sneak past him.
Oh no, you can't sneak past them. But I've opted for get behind the first man who will stand behind the door and essentially present.
Yeah,
and
no,
then it is an easy. Like I say easily, it is a sneakable section of the map. Definitely.
But you must kill the enemies here. So this here is the encounter on the docks. Before you hit the docks, it's through the last warehouse where there's 6 enemies, I think. 1, 2, 3, 5. And you have to kill them in order to give you the opportunity to pull a cable to get to the docks to get to Robert. You have to kill him here. I tried to run past them all and did it on a number of occasions, but then the prompt to open the shutter doesn't appear, and it will only appear when you kill him. Yet there's a conversation between you and Tess, and despite we should have brought more people, that conversation has to happen for the trigger to appear. So you have to kill him.
Okay.
You have to kill him. You can't sneak past him. You can't. I think I have in my PlayStation 5 a couple of recordings of me just running to the, but you have to kill him.
No, I came
And
downstairs thinking that I could have a wee sneak around there, and I realized that as long as the enemies have the high ground, the second that you are in their eye line, they'll harm you.
Yep.
I want to complain about the HUD, by the way, because Lova was talking about getting a healing bar. I was picking up healing stuff, and it would not work for me. Everyone was telling me, press up a directional key and hold R2, and there was no menu.
So that only works if you have a med kit. If you pick up if you pick up like an energy bar or health or like a piece of food or something like that, it's instantly consumed.
Yep. So
But it
you'll
got
see,
to the point. But oh my god, what's happening here? Tom's
Choking this guy.
Tom's
out.
looking a bit
yeah,
bloody.
Tom has miscounted his enemies here, and he hasn't seen the last one. They're
What a
always
shot,
there.
though.
With a headshot as well.
Beautiful. So in this here part of the run, I have went upstairs with the intention of getting a headshot from across the room, and one of the enemies has been patrolling and seen me. And I'm like, well, I'm not dying. This took me so long to get here. I'm not dying. And then you'll see, it's this part is hard. It was like a real sticking point. It was easy. Easy to
This
mess
is
up.
where I find out that the enemies counterattack some of your punches.
Yep. And that's a
Okay, yeah,
headshot there by
try-
me, by the way.
Triangle to counter their attacks.
Oh, you can do that? Oh.
Yeah, it took me a few runs to realize that. Oh yeah, you can actually counter them. You don't have to just take your lumps.
Yep. And
Love this camping here.
But you missed that headshot from inside this warehouse across the other warehouse. That was a headshot. That enemy across the room is dead. So I'm down to my last guy here, so I am. And he's just, I don't know where he
Doing
is.
to that poor lady.
No, he's kind of, the enemy's kind of stuck. This is what I'm saying. I missed listen mode because I lost sight of him and I don't know where he was. So this is me just trying to eke the camera to see where he is. And then I saw him. He's at the corner of that
That's
room.
okay. Honestly, Lova, I had the same thing. Coming from Metal Gear Solid 2 into Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, you're suddenly outside. You can't rely on boxes. You're in the forest. You have to camouflage yourself. It's a totally different world. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to bait the AI to show me where he is, because I've honestly no idea where this man has went, and I think he's stuck under the stairs if memory is correct. No, it must be a different run. There was one run where I couldn't find the last enemy, and he had stuck himself under these stairs here, and he was just stuck and he couldn't move. So I had to.
So you were just trying out the chain just in case.
That's me going to the chain to see if it works, but it doesn't work because you have to kill the enemies.
I think you can do it on a lower
is.
difficulty. There's definitely moments where you can, prompt that. Maybe it's in later sequences as well, but there's definitely moments where you can just sneak past the enemies and use the gate to open and go through.
Yeah, you can't do it on grounded. The prompt just doesn't appear. But now I know where he is, and now we can strategize and go get him. I have a bottle. And
You're
if that
gonna
bottle
drink
of
all
beer should happen to fall, he better not be under it because it's deadly. But this is it. This is me, boys. So this is a very long time here. I apologize, but
I like how you
I
kick
made
those
it-
paint cans there just as you creep around.
I made an absolute horlicks of this here part. But, and here's the big but, do I survive
Tell me
this
about the big
encounter?
but.
I cannot lie.
There was a moment in a previous run, just as I'm watching you kick the paint cans, with it being ungrounded, the enemies have a high sense of hearing. So I walked past and kicked the paint cans, and it prompted one of the guards to come and leave his patrol route to follow the noise, and that caught me out. Completely forgot about that part.
Amazing. So this is it. I now know, the enemy now knows where I am. I know where he is, and now the game of cat and mouse begins. And I see
you are
him right
making
the
a
door
meal of
there.
this.
There he is. But why do we see this here for an absolute takedown? One thing I
He's
will
gone
say
for the
about
bottle.
this game is Joel's weapon.
Smashing.
Joel's weapon
Round
handling
7 again?
is brilliant.
Right, it's round 4. It's round 4. Okay, this happens when you get Sony Vegas and you reuse the same components, but it changes all of them. Anyway, carry on, Lova.
So this is beautiful. Watch this, boys. Watch this speed tech.
Oh wow!
I'm not going to talk. Just watch it. It's incredible. I just went, done what? I'm running. And run I do. Look at this. Absolutely
There's
stunning.
no way.
Watch, boy. Just watch.
Oh,
just
you've,
watch.
you've alerted
Watch.
everybody though.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah.
haven't.
Yeah, see you later.
Okay.
Bye.
And you just
That's
casually walk through the
quality.
door.
Yeah, that's the strat.
That's the strat. That's the strat, boys.
That's ridiculous.
You just
So
run.
I think I've gone a long way for a shortcut here because I'm taking out guys on the patrol routes,
Yeah.
hiding
Same.
them in the shipping containers as well.
I was like, am I supposed to climb up this box? Do I have to get up with the shipping containers?
Is
Like,
this Uncharted? Am I Nathan Drake? Yeah. At one point, this here was, I put in a manual save point at this part just because it takes about, it does take about, 20 minutes to get to this part if you're doing it pretty well. And then I was dying super quick. And I was like, right, there has to be a way of doing this. And I just started experimenting. At one point, Mrs. Lova was like, turn that off. Because she'd heard me from the next room. From me like, I hate this game. But yeah, just running. Just run. You don't have to kill anyone. I think I just bottled one boy and then just ran past him, opened the door, and then that's it. Job's a good one.
I think at that
absolutely
point, though, I
stunning.
think I got to this part here and I thought to myself, right, I'm in the home and clear and here at the minute. Took him down. That was no problem. I then forget that there's a man around the corner of these boxes.
Yes. Yeah, and he's there. So just for
But
people
he's
here
in an
listening to
awkward-
this, yeah, he's going to be there because you've given the time to go for a smoke. This here is the encounter at the docks outside of Robert's office. Just for people who don't know, Tomahawk is at the guy guarding the door to Robert's office, and he's given time to go for the smoke, which changes his position. But it also
It's in a
lowers
much worse place.
But it lowers his awareness. So it does.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so if they're preoccupied by talking to another person or if they're going for a smoke or something, then their awareness is lowered so you can sneak past them. It's the opportunities to sneak past.
Yeah.
So it
Arnold
is.
It
forgot
was just that
to
moment
move.
where I realized he was around the corner and I'm thinking to myself, he's maybe too far away to just charge head on before he realizes. So you nearly have to gamble in a situation like that.
Yeah. Yep. If the
So I
weapon's
want to
not
say
drawn,
this is I'm taking my time here. This is the first time I've ever seen this level.
yeah.
There's patrol routes. I don't know how many there are, where they are, and I'm taking a few risks now because I've sat in the same spot for 5 minutes, and maybe I should move on.
In fairness, I have no idea how many there are here. Is it 7? Is it 7
There's
enemies?
one that Cardinal has there. There's one on the other side of the container. There's one just at Robert's door, and then I think there's 2
So 6.
on the other side of that warehouse door as well.
6.
So there's
And
quite
they're-
a lot in this area.
They're all armed. The one I found give me the most hassle was the one with the 2x4. The one he just sees you and charges clean at you, and then it's insta death if he gets to you. The one swing from his 2x4 will kill you and ground it. That man gave me nightmares. So he did just him swinging. But on the what? I Cardinal's doing some job here. There's all these R's on Metal Gear Solid. His Solid Snake is really paid off.
For someone who's not played the game, he's navigating the map like a pro, to be fair.
Yeah, so obviously Cardinal doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where the exit is.
I don't-
he's,
I didn't
he's just
know.
sneaking around.
I didn't know this guy was here either.
Oh, he didn't know you were
that's
there until now.
And now he knows I'm there.
Yes, and he's got his weapon drawn, and his awareness is heightened, and he'll shout for help and all the good stuff. But you've killed everyone so far, so there should be no help forthcoming.
I'm going to spoil it and say, well, I haven't killed everyone. There's this guy gives me a good thwack here with his gun.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Tess is coming out. Oh, what a throat punch!
Nice
Oh,
one.
get in through the door. Get in through the door, Cardinal. Oh, there's the other guy. There he is.
And here's the guy with the baseball bat.
That's the guy who gave me
I
nightmares.
missed the
Yes.
shot because
Oh no!
See, and you haven't done damage to him, so Tess can't kill him.
yeah,
And he's
Oh, no,
coming
there's
to the
two
side.
guys.
There's two guys.
there's two guys.
Go in through the door. The door's right there. Cardinal's right
I know,
behind you,
you
man.
just have to go behind.
It's
I
right
didn't
behind
know.
you. It's right behind you, mate.
But I don't know
Flicker
if
and
that
light
even
is
lets
good
you.
an indicator.
Pronto.
What?
Cardinal
Yeah.
So
said,
this is so I go for a creepy approach, and I think at this stage maybe I can get this guy. Oh, here he is. I'll hide behind this box. Okay, he's charging. Oh, he's charging. I'll reach out. Oh,
Oh no.
and there we go. That's the man who gave me nightmares. So he is the 2x4.
That's
Well done,
all
Cardinal.
she wrote.
Well done.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
dead.
Also round 5 now, but
We're also
you know.
round 7 for the third time. So this one is the encounter where you have to go across the bridge to go into the door that's between. There's a gap between you and the door, so you have to go around the long way. And it is the second real encounter, but everyone here is Fedra. They're all armed with guns, and they will.
This is the part I think I enjoyed the most, because it was the
Yes.
first attempt in the challenge where I'd kind of broke past the wharf. I'd got past Robert, and I thought,
Yeah.
right, that's kind of the hard part done. The
Yes.
Fedra guys are their character AIs are pretty good, like in routine. They don't
Yes.
really deviate from that path very much. So they're nice, easy kills, to be fair. They stay in one spot and for quite a long time, to be honest.
Yeah, they do, because they're patrolling. One thing I will say is that little corridor that Tom is currently in, and he's just left. Fedra soldiers can go into that, but only take 1 or 2 steps, and then they go back to the routine, so you can abuse that. If you drag them in there and jump over the table, they won't follow you over the table. They will leave and go around, so you can hop across the table and make them go around in circles. I don't abuse it in here, but you can if you want it. But yeah, there's quite a lot of them, and their patrol routes intersect one another, so you have to be sure. If you're going to try to stealth it, you have to be sure you're not
You're
going to be
going
seen.
for headshots from distance. You're choking out boys and just dumping them in the middle. I feel as if I'm taking too much time choking people out and then trying to hide the bodies. Then
See, my one is I'm going to get seen, because there's one soldier who comes in late. When you get halfway across the top, he'll come up the stairs.
I've been spotted there now.
So
Yeah, I've seen that.
my tactic
bullet.
was, if I can take an easy kill with a headshot from distance, I'm taking it. And that was my take a kill, because these guys can kill you in 2 hits. 2 bullets will kill you. 2 melee hits will kill you. Grounded doesn't give you any sort of leeway. So anywhere I can take an easy kill, I'll take an easy kill. And you'll see me now here abuse that corridor. And then you'll see Tess will get stuck in here. And then I sort of finish off when they're melee and the AI. I'll just go in and finish them off. But yeah, that one there is a great bug. He's obviously, the AI said he's on the ground, but he's not. I hit the ground and he dies. So have of that what you wish.
That's like
Call
a
of Duty
sherry
hitboxes.
in COD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Spade.
So I kind of messed this up. So I use all the tools the game gives you, the bottles, the bricks and stuff. I use them, throw them, and then rush them, and then take them down with melee to save bullets.
All
So
right,
it
are we
is
on
On the
now?
round 6, huh?
round
round
7
6.
again.
Round 6.
This is
and
where it started to get a bit pear
Real.
shaped for me, I think.
Yeah, those spotlights are, if you get seen in them, you're dead. And I thought,
I'm pretty sure
Really?
Anthony Kilbear's thing, he just runs clean down the middle, doesn't he?
yeah,
Yeah,
Just
oh yeah,
stays
you can.
slap bang in
Once
the
you're
middle, yeah.
yeah.
Once you're in this little gully, you could just run a straight line. You shouldn't be spotted by them.
I will say, in one of my runs, I did die there. I was seen and shot and absolutely massacred down by the van, I think it was. You get absolutely brutalized there if you do get seen, and it threw me right back to the start. And I was like, oh, not this again. But this here
no.
part, I think I stealthed my way through it. So this
I'm
is
really
this is
intrigued now, because I have only seen little snippets of this just when Cardinal was kind of informing us of his edits. So
I haven't
This
seen
is-
any of this. So
yeah.
right now, it's me and Tomahawk are the last two remaining, and we are beyond the wall, and we're trying to sneak past the Federist soldiers. So in the story, basically what's happened is we've gotten out towards the wall. We've been stopped by a Federist soldier. He's tested us. We have Ellie, and she's tested positive, and Joel has killed Fedra soldier, and now they're aware that we are here. They know we're here, and they are actively looking for us to kill us. And that's basically where we are with the story thus far. I'm deciding to go sneaky because I died here so often in different runs, and this here part cost me massively, and I was just playing it really safe. So basically what you have to do is you're sneaking through a gully, sneaking through pipes, and you're trying to get to a gate to get us out past the highway. And it's, to be fair, it's not that difficult to do.
Yeah.
Once you learn the routines.
Especially at this part here, especially on my screen, you can hear some of the guards. They'll give you audio cues when they're going to either leave their patrol or ditch the section altogether. So there's a lot of times where you can't just wait them out, and they will eventually just leave your pathway.
Yep. And right now we're pretty much
neck and neck.
Neck and neck, yeah. You're going to the shutter door, and you're going to the second part of it. I'm still just a
as
wee
far
bit
as I
behind
remember,
you.
all you have to do is go beat this group of soldiers, and then you're free and clear, basically, if memory serves.
Yeah, so basically you get through this section of the game, and you get to the two skyscrapers. One has collapsed into the other,
yeah.
And then it's where you meet clickers for the first time, and it's where the game gets real. It's where the real game begins.
This is the first part where I thought that the three characters started to be a burden for me. They just started to be in my way.
Yeah, you picked a really interesting use for that brick. So the game gives you one brick that you can use any way you want. You've used it as a distraction.
I kind of screwed myself here because
you get seen.
Clean missed the shot to get the second guy.
Yep.
So now the shot has alerted everybody. I think if I didn't take the shot, I'm not spotted.
You're shot,
and I get the headshot there. And then I'm
shot in the back.
Oh,
shot in the back.
Shot in the back.
And that's Tom right now. Tom is ahead of me. I'm just starting that section of the run. Now, my tactic was very, very, very different. You'll see me stop. You'll see me tilt the camera, and I count how many soldiers there are. There's 4.
Yeah.
And they split up, and there's one on top. One gets a vantage point, so there's actually 5, but one's at a fixed point. I go to the exactly same point you are. I've picked up that brick, but I use it differently to you. What I do is, there's one soldier here who's on patrol. I wait for his mate to go on ahead, and then I show him what bricks are used for. And it's not just construction, it's for crushing skulls. And I take him downtown. But I do it quickly, and I do it quietly. And then whambo, see, use the bricks, rush them, see all this grabbing from behind nonsense. It's slow and it's awkward. Wham them and then charge them, and then no one knows I'm here. So basically my end of level is walk to the end. No problem. Not a problem. And that's what I think.
It's interesting though, you get to throw the brick and it does equal damage to a henchman not wearing a helmet, which I think is a really funny unit of metric to go by.
And now this is me officially
Game metrics.
the last of us. So I am. I've got past where Tom died, and I'm now on to a section, and I'm the only one to get to round 8, which is the first clicker in the game, which is in one of the collapsed skyscrapers. This one's just a tutorial to use noise as a distraction for clickers. It's really, really simple. I threw 2 bottles. First one it doesn't hear.
You're too far away.
I thought too far away.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering, because everyone has heightened senses, I was like, what is the distance they can hear? And then I just sort of sneak around, and then this is a good one, and then I get to the sticky point for everyone who's ever played The Last of Us. The room
4
with
in the one room.
I think on any difficulty, this next the section you're talking about now is toughy. Like,
we'll see how it goes. And what I want to say is that the end of my run is coming, and I think it's nonsense. And you'll see what I mean. So right now, when I was playing this game, there's a point. If you want to hit pause, Cardinal. So Cardinal has said about he had issues healing. Okay, now I don't know if it's because I was playing this on PlayStation 5. Now PlayStation 5 renders this game at full 4K and upscales everything and super sample, so everything is super sampled down to 1080 in The Last of Us, I believe. So the textures are all 4K. It renders it at 4K. It renders it at rock solid 60 frames per second. Now Cardinal was saying about he wasn't able to heal. Now there's a bit just before this encounter I'm on now, which is the clickers at the bottom of the skyscraper when you're going to climb it to go into the other one, to go into the library or the museum. And there's a part of it where you see a downed Fedra soldier and he has a revolver. And then at that point, there's a forced use your inventory part. Now, when you use your inventory, Joel will crouch and put his bag on the ground. But for some reason, Joel wouldn't put his bag on the ground. So he would put it on the ground and then instantly lift it, which means I couldn't change my weapon. So I thought, if my run dies because of this, I will be absolutely livid, and Neil Druckmann will get a letter in the post. But I eventually, because it took me so long, I mean, this took me a week and a half to get this far in this game, I was like, no. And basically what I had to do was rotate Joel to a flat piece of ground that had no scenery on it, and only then would he put his bag in the ground. So when Cardinal says he had issues healing, I would fully believe it, because I had issues changing the revolver here. I do get the revolver because you can't progress. The game will not allow you to continue until you change to the revolver. And you'll see here, I know there's a clicker here, so there's 2 clickers, I think. So my thought is kill the first clicker and I have 2 or 3 shivs, because you've picked up a couple on the playthrough here, and you get to craft one.
The craft one as well, yeah.
So I have 2 shivs. One I've picked up, one I've crafted. And I know, right, so what I'll do here, as I go in, I will shoot the clicker. It will alert the rest of them. So I sneak around, full knowledge that it won't hear me until I stand, and just push play and see what happens here. I get a headshot off.
Let's
And
see.
That's
Let's
something.
Just watch.
Yeah, okay.
It's nonsense. So there's the clicker. I'm realizing, oh, I've got the wrong gun. Let's get the gun. Headshot. One headshot. And then missed. Reticle was on his head. Should have been 2 headshots. And then this is it. It dances with me. It takes me downtown.
Dear.
Clean murders me.
They murder shit, man.
But the
Oh,
reticle
okay.
was on
Hold
the
on.
head. The reticle was on the head for the second headshot. That clicker, by all counts, should have been dead. But no. No.
You did well.
Absolutely.
well.
That was very impressive. Very, very impressive, that run. Although, that being said, you said it took you a week and a half playing that.
I would say about,
Two-
about 6
two,
about
3
6
weeks?
hours. About 6
6
hours.
Yeah.
weeks.
Progressed about 10 minutes further than I did, who did it in a night.
Yeah, it took me ages, so it did. Because there's so many times where, you know yourselves, where you get to a point and then you die and you're like, right, okay, I need to get at least there. And you get nervous and then you start messing things up. And a lot of the time I tried to use like speed tech, so things that Anthony Caliber would have done. I tried, and it's just not.
Anthony Caliber helped me win the challenge.
He did.
They're best friends now. They follow each other on Twitter.
That's it.
BFFs.
That's it. But I think what we should do, boys, is go through how that challenge went. That's a very long one, so it was, and it was a good one. It was probably my favourite of the season so far. So here's how it goes. Here's the breakdown of the position. In 4th place, Shakar. Sherry.
Unsurprising.
Sherry, who will get 0
Not
points.
easy being greasy.
Cardinal came 3rd, even though he's never played the game before. And he
Mr.
gets
Reliable.
and he gets the single point. Tom came 2nd.
The triple threat.
He gets the 2nd. He gets 2 points. And then obviously there was only ever going to be one winner in this challenge, and it's me. I get the 3 points. So that means something very important for the league table, boys. So the leaderboard now looks like this. Still our rock solid foundation sitting bottom of the league is Sherry
I'm
with
never
four-
leaving.
with 4 points.
I'm never growing up, Mom.
In 3rd place, and now 3 points clear of Sherry, is Cardinal with 7.
Always on
second-
top.
In 2nd place, with 10 points, is Tomahawk,
It's fun while it
then-
lasted on top.
top of the league. Also with 10 points is myself, back where I belong, boys, looking down on all yous. So why am I top if me and Tomahawk are drawn? Well, basically, it's come down to challenge wins. So by our count, Tomahawk has won 1, which was Crash Bandicoot. Then I've won 2, which was the time on Surgeon Sim, and tonight's The Last of Us. So that's why I'm top. I'm not Tom. It's come down to challenges win. It's that tight. It's not as tight as what it was last week. Sherry needs to pick up points because he's starting to be cut adrift. He needs a win to claw it back.
He's
He's been here before.
He has
Yeah,
been.
we've
He
all
has
This is the
been.
perfect time to point out that this is the game that Sherry has the tattoo. So I don't know. I don't know what that means for performance. Is that tied in? You know, we love it that much. We can't.
Sherry has the most game tattoos of challenges we played for so far. He's got Crash. He's also got The Last of Us. You know, those are 2 appendages that are tattooed. How many more? We'll find out the rest of the season.
Yeah, and that's it. You're 0 for 2 on your tattoo games here, Sherry. Do you have any more game tattoo? That's the real question. No. Okay, so maybe now is when you start picking up points. Now we get over your body art. We might get down to the art of good gameplay. But yeah, that's as it stands. It's anyone's league still. Sherry realistically needs a win next challenge to claw back with Cardinal, and you need Cardinal to not pick up any points. And between you and Cardinal, you need to stop me and Tom from taking these W's. I can't take any more. I've only had 2 hands. My hands are full of W's, boys.
Well, it's interesting though, because we're at the halfway point now. There's we know what's coming up anyway, but Sherry, you've got to start. I mean, these false dawns gotta stop, man.
That's it. He knows himself. He knows himself, so he does. Time is running out for him. The points are running out. As you say, Tomahawk, this is episode 5, so we're now officially halfway through the season. We have 5 more challenges, 15 more points.
15 more points to give away.
And Sherry right now is 6 off top, so he needs to pick up at least 2 per week. Otherwise, he's realistically looking at low scores, low stakes next season.
I think he could do it. I think he could do it, but I also look ahead at the challenges that are coming up, and that's why I think he can do it. Because are we allowed to discuss what next week's is?
Of course not.
I mean, up until this point, we haven't.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's how the podcast works. True.
That's it.
Good point.
We don't tell what the game is, what the challenge is.
We don't kiss and tell.
I mean, what would our Instagram consist of if not for poorly thought out and poorly hidden clues? But speaking of which,
beautiful mind teasers.
yeah, the cardinal number. That's it. That's what Sherry needs. The cardinal number.
See, Sherry, we could work this out.
Yeah, do it.
But
get mathematizing.
Yeah. But I think that's it for the round out of the challenge. Unless anyone has anything to add. I wonder if Sherry wants to apologise to all of his fans there.
No.
Another embarrassing sort of performance there.
I mean, I am bottom, but I also have the same amount of wins as you, so we'll say nothing.
It's funny how it works out, isn't it?
True.
It's the luck of the draw.
It's all about those 2s. It's all the 2s are what's splitting us at the minute. But hey, there's still plenty of games. Who knows? Maybe one of those challenges, maybe more than one of those challenges coming up, you're gonna absolutely knock it out of the park. But if no one has anything else to add, then we should go to the roundup. Okay, so that is us, lads. Episode 5 is a wrap, and it's great to have Sherry back, the full deck. So it is. But as always, if you want to follow the podcast on Instagram, the podcast can be found at High Scores High Stakes Podcast. You also find the podcast on Twitter at HScores HStakes. You can also follow us individually on Twitter. I'm at Mr_Lava_Lava. Cardinal Smith is at Cardinal_Smith. Mr. John Sherry is at Mr. John Sherry, and Tomahawk is at the Tom Houghton. Also, if you're feeling like you want to go above and beyond, if you go to Podcasters by Spotify / High Scores High Stakes, you will find us there. There you can join in on polls, on Q&As. You can also leave us a voice message should you want to do that.
Like, rate, subscribe, 5 stars, leave a review, tweet us, there's Discord, even upload challenge attempts of yourselves. There's a whole plethora
Check out
of
Tom's
things to do.
teasers on Instagram. Check out Sherry's tattoo pics on Instagram. It's all there, folks. Content central in here.
Join us next Monday for another game, another challenge, and we're not going to tell you despite what Cardinal wants to do. We'll leave it surprised. The only way to find out is to join us.
I want to know.
And watch and see who wins and see if this league is going to become a runaway success for me, or can Sherry start the comeback trail again? He needs to. So until next Monday, I've been Mr. Lova. This has been High Scores, High Stakes. Love you all. Bye.
Au revoir.
Cheerio.
Hi, and welcome to episode 5 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that goes from apocalypse to apocalypse. I am your host. I was going to say Mr. John Sherry.
Definitely not right. Definitely not right.
Grudge Chip.
Lava, after our challenge in Back for Blood, I thought I could let it go. I thought I could get past it to be the bigger man. But I've had time, I've stewed on it, I'm not happy. And I think the only way we could settle this is by me cashing in my grudge chip. So I'm going to lay down the gauntlet for you. We're going to go one-on-one in Titanfall 2. And we'll be playing for the respect I'm owed and an apology for abandoning me in the only team challenge we've had to do.